everyone, welcome into Pretty Over 50. I'm Kimberly and I'm really glad you're here. I'm really excited for today's video because we're talking about skincare, and I love researching skincare and finding out what really works and what doesn't work so much. So we're going to be going over my entire routine, my AM routine today. I'm going to walk you through the products I'm using, why I'm using it, what's in the product that seems to have some type of effect, how I'm using them, the whole deal. And the best part is that while you're watching this video, don't worry about writing everything down. I've put together an entire PDF of all the information, the pertinent information in this video, my entire skincare routine, all listed out, how I use it, what's in it, why I use it, that whole thing. It's in a PDF. It's over at prettyover50.com. All you have to do is click a button and you can download the whole routine. So just sit back and enjoy, and we'll just talk about skincare this morning. So I'm going to be going over my entire AM skincare routine this morning, and you can see that looks a little overwhelming. Yes, maybe it is, but we'll be going through it step by step so that you'll understand everything that I'm doing right now and why I'm doing it. But before we get started, there's one thing I really want to talk about, and that is what really works for anti-aging and getting that youthful glow back to our skin. The only thing that you really need to start an effective anti-aging skincare program, and that means getting some type of youthful glow back to your skin, is tretinoin, commonly known as retin-a, and a good moisturizer. That's really it. The things we'll be talking about this morning are kind of accessories to these two very important products. So I want you to think about the retin-a product, or the tretinoin, as an eagle soaring through the sky. Very powerful, very effective, hones in on something, makes a difference. This is your eagle. All these in this box right here, these are hummingbirds. They're cute, they're fun, they're great to watch, but the power of what's in this box can't even come close to what tretinoin will do for your skin. So just keep that in mind. You know, there's a ton of research on retin-a, why it works. It works on a cellular level, and we'll talk about that when I do the PM routine. But today, just know that if you're just getting started with a skincare routine, if it's something that you maybe feel like you've fallen behind a little bit and it seems overwhelming to get going, please know that the only thing that you really need is a good retin-a cream and a moisturizer, and you'll be all set. So that being said, my little public service announcement, let's go ahead and start in on what I do in the morning for my skincare routine, at least what I'm doing right now. It's always changing. This is my current routine, and I'm going to go over the whole thing with you. The very first thing I do every morning is give myself a facial massage with coconut oil. And if you saw my video on facial massage, and I'll link it right up there, you'll know that I start out every day with a nice cup of coffee and coconut oil on my face, and I give myself a facial massage. And truly, it sounds kind of benign, like what's a facial massage going to do? But I think that of all the things that I've added, and that includes all the products in this box as well, that the facial massage along with the retin-a has done more for me than anything else. I think it's just the action of getting that blood flowing and getting that lymphatic system really working well has done a lot to just improve the tone and brightness of my skin. If you're not doing a facial massage as part of your skincare routine, I really highly recommend it. I think that it has a much greater impact than definitely I thought, and it might be something that you'll find you really see some great results with. Once I'm done with my facial massage, I'll go in and I'll wash my face really well with a non-foaming cleanser. So this is a creamy cleanser, and this is by Neutrogena. And I actually love it. This is their creamy formula, and I got this recommendation from Dr. Dre. She's a dermatologist that has a very popular YouTube channel here, and I'll link her down below. But she's using this formula, and I thought I would try it, and by golly, I really love it. It really seems to clean my skin very well. Once I'm done washing my face, I'll pat it dry with a towel, but I don't dry it completely because I want that water moisture barrier to stay on my skin, and I want to lock it in. So I'll just barely pat my face dry after washing it, and the next thing that I'll do is I'll put on my vitamin C plus E plus ferulic acid serum. Now, what does vitamin C do? Well, let's find out what the research says. Vitamin C serums are acidic, reading this, which means they slough away dead cells from the skin surface, leaving it brighter and smoother. And I can attest to that because when I started using this vitamin C serum on a regular basis, I remember about 3 weeks into it feeling my skin and it felt just so smooth and glass-like. I felt like one of those ladies that had really beautiful skin. It was kind of a thrill. So vitamin C kind of works like, think of acid dropping onto a surface, only it's a lot more gentle on your skin. It really sloughs away all that dead older skin cells and has them turn over quicker. Now, why are a lot of the products being packaged with the C plus E plus ferulic acid? Well, studies have shown, now keep in mind, studies, that doesn't mean the clinical studies, it just means studies, have shown that adding the ferulic acid and the E helps to stabilize the vitamin C and help it to work more effectively and efficiently. Multiple times over, some studies have shown. Do we know that for sure? Maybe, maybe not. Remember, when you're talking about something like the tretinoin, this is a product that you need to get by prescription. So the testing on this has been extensive. When you're looking at a product like the Timeless serum, and this is from Timeless, it's a cosmeceutical. So there's not the testing required to bring this product to market. And testing is very expensive. So what a lot of companies will do is they'll get a little whiff of some information that might indicate a particular ingredient may do this or that. They'll spin it into a lot of copy that makes it sound a little bit grander than maybe the studies have shown and start marketing it. Now, as far as the vitamin C serum goes, there really is a lot of pretty good evidence that this is going to have a good impact on your skin. So as far as it being a cost-effective product, I can say that now that companies like the Timeless and the Ordinary have come out with very affordable versions of these, I think it's a good value. A bottle like this may cost you $2 or $3 a week to use. Is it as good as retin-a? No. Is it a nice accessory? Yes, it is. And so that's why I've added it to my skincare routine. So when I'm applying the Timeless Vitamin C Serum, you can see that the top unscrews and there's just a little dropper inside. And what I'll do is I'll put 5 or 6 drops on the palm of my hand. I'll rub my hands together and then I'll just press that serum into my face, pressing it all over all the surfaces. And I have to make sure that I get the outside of my face as well because that's where I have a lot of my sunspots and sun damage. So I'll press that in, and with the leftovers I'll just put on the top of my hands because your hands get a lot of sun exposure as well. So that's the vitamin C serum. The next serum that I use is lactic acid, and it's coupled with hyaluronic acid. Now this is from The Ordinary. If you're not familiar with The Ordinary, it's a wonderful company. It's under the broader company of DECIEM, and they have come out with a very affordable line of skincare products. It really personally bothers me when I see a lot of these skincare products that are selling for $80, $90, $140, $150. To me, that's just not necessary. The ingredients, the active ingredients in good skincare just are not that expensive. And so when companies like Timeless and The Ordinary really come to market with a very reasonably priced product that is effective, I'm just really tickled because skincare really is something that we shouldn't have to pay a whole lot of money for. So this is lactic acid with hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary. And what is lactic acid? It's another alpha hydroxy acid that actually serves to smooth the surface of your skin. And they've coupled it together in a mixture or a carrying agent called hyaluronic acid. Now you've probably heard about hyaluronic acid. It's in everything these days. And when you see the words hyaluronic acid, what I want you to think about is a big sponge, one of those big sea sponges. So what hyaluronic acid does is it actually soaks up moisture and holds it. a hyaluronic acid molecule can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water. So that's why it's a super good moisturizer, because if you put it on your skin, it's going to be attracting water and moisture to your face. Now, keep in mind, with this lactic acid and hyaluronic acid, it's going to work better for me because I live right by the ocean where the air is very moist, than it's going to work for someone who lives in the desert, because the moisture in the air in the desert is a lot less than in my area where there's a lot of moisture in the air. So that's something that's going to really impact how well the hyaluronic acid works. So this particular product, again, comes in a little tiny bottle with a dropper. I put 4, 5, or 6 drops in my hand, work my hands together, and then just pat it over my face right after the vitamin C serum. And with the remainder, I just put it right on top of my hands. So that's lactic acid with hyaluronic acid. The next serum I use is something that I have just added to my skincare line, and you might have heard of it before, or this type of product before, because it's been around for a long time, and that's a caffeine solution, and I use it for the puffiness underneath my eyes. I get my caffeine solution from The Ordinary, and again, it has just a little dropper, and what I do is I put a drop on my finger, just one drop, and put it under one eye. I put another drop on my finger and put it under the other eye. Now, does it really work? Is it really effective? I don't know. I just started using it. Caffeine Solution is fairly popular. There's lots of products out there, but I don't know that there's really a lot of testing done. Because again, with cosmeceuticals, they don't need to do testing in order to bring it to market. So let's see what The Ordinary has to say about their Caffeine Solution product. It says, can help reduce the looks, not reduce the looks of puffiness and dark circles in the eye contour. Now that's pretty vague. And the reason it's pretty vague is they probably don't have any kind of evidence to back that up. So why did I buy this? I bought this just to give it a try. I think it's around $7. It's very inexpensive. And it's an accessory. Again, I'm just seeing if it has an impact on my skin. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Is it a good investment if you're just getting started on skincare? I think probably not. It's just something that I'm throwing in there to see what kind of impact it has on my skin. The next serum we're going to talk about this morning is Matrixyl. Now, you might have heard about Matrixyl. It's kind of like the little darling in the skincare industry. And this is from The Ordinary, and this is their Matrixyl 10% with hyaluronic acid. Again, it's being held in that hyaluronic acid as a delivery system. Now, exactly what is Matrixyl? Well, let's see what the studies have to say. Matrixyl is a trademarked peptide composition developed by Sederma Incorporated in France. This highly effective, those are strong words, composition has been shown to reduce the look of static and dynamic wrinkles. Now it says reduce the look of. It doesn't necessarily say reduce them. The formula contains 2 generations of Matrixyl, Matrixyl 3000 and Matrixyl Sin 6, at a combined concentration of 10% by weight in a special hyaluronic acid, remember hyaluronic acid sponge, holds moisture, acid delivery system. Now, what they say about Matrixyl Sin 6 is that it stimulates 6 major constituents of the skin matrix, your skin, and the epidermal junction. So very little independent research has been done for Matrixyl, but there has been one independent study that confirms that Matrixyl does boost collagen. So as far as the efficacy of this Matrixyl, we probably have pretty good research that it does help with skin collagen production and a reduction in the look of wrinkles and fine lines. How much? We don't really know, but it's looking pretty good for Matrixyl. So is this a good investment? this might be a good second investment after retin-a and a good moisturizer. So I think that what Matrixyl can do for us is probably a little bit more than, let's say, something like the Caffeine Solution, which I think is probably just a little fun accessory. So with the Matrixyl, I use it at the end of my serums. Again, it comes in a little dropper bottle. I'll put a few drops onto the palm of my hand, or sometimes I'll put it directly onto my face. I'll lean my face back because this is a little thicker solution than a lot of the serums, and it doesn't run right down your face. So I'll lean my face back, I'll put a few drops around my face, and then just pat that in around my face. So Matrixyl, I think I'm really looking for some good results from the Matrixyl on my neck because my neck has a lot of skin damage. It's probably going to have an impact underneath my eyes as well. So if those are areas that you're concerned with and you would like to get a little bit more going as far as your skincare regimen for your under eyes and neck area, I think that the Matrixyl is probably a pretty good investment. So when I'm all done with my serums, now I'm doing 4 serums right now, which I think is a lot, and I probably wouldn't be doing this many if I didn't have this YouTube channel. I'm not really sure that you need this many, but I definitely want to check them all out so I can report back to you guys and let you know what I think is working and what isn't. So I've got all my serums on. I've patted them in over my face, and then I always pat in the excess on the back of my hands. And while my face is still moist with those serums, I'll go in with a really good moisturizer. Now this particular moisturizer is from CeraVe, and it is their PM moisturizer. And the only reason it says PM is because it doesn't have any sunscreen in it. I use a separate sunscreen. So let's see what CeraVe has to say about the ingredients in this moisturizer. This CeraVe night cream has hyaluronic acid, remember that's the sponge, niacinamide, ceramides, and peptides. That all sounds great, right? Well, if you're like me, I'd go, wow, that sounds great, but wait a minute, what's a ceramide? What's a peptide? What's a niacinamide? Well, let's find out. And don't worry about remembering this or writing it down. I've got it on the PDF, so you'll be able to download and keep it, and you can flash these words around the next time you're at a party. So hyaluronic acid, we know what that is. That is the sponge that holds the moisture to your skin. Niacinamide, also known as vitamin B, plays an important role in soothing and helping to restore the skin barrier. So think of niacinamide as kind of a soothing ointment that you're going to put over your skin. I think it's probably a very good ingredient if you're using acids, particularly the lactic acid. The niacinamide will help to soothe the skin as those old dead cells are sloughing away. Ceramides are lipids that help from the skin's barrier and help skin retain moisture. So think about if you got the hyaluronic acid and that's like the sponge, the ceramide is going to be like a baggie that you put over the sponge to hold all that water in. So you've got the sponge with the hyaluronic acid, it's bringing in all the moisture from the environment around you, and then the ceramides are going to be that baggie that you're going to put over that sponge to hold that moisture in. So that could be a pretty effective moisturizer ingredient. So ceramides also help the skin protect against environmental aggressions like irritants and pollution. And without the proper ratio of ceramide, the skin's barrier can become compromised, leading to dryness, itching, and irritation. So if those are issues for you, this could be a very good product. Peptides. What are peptides? I know it's a great word that we throw around, but how many of us really know what a peptide does? So peptides are chains of amino acids that are the building blocks of proteins in the skin. Okay, I get that. I understand that. And peptides applied topically, and what we mean is that putting them on top of our skin, send a signal to collagen. That's important. They actually send signals to our cells, our collagen cells, to prompt the formation of new collagen, and voila, creating more youthful, supple skin. So we can see how the ingredients, the ceramides, the peptides, the niacinamide, and the hyaluronic acid in this bottle of moisturizer are really great active ingredients. Now keep in mind this CeraVe is a drugstore product. It's not $150. This is something that you can walk right down to your drugstore and pick up. It has everything you need to be a very effective active ingredient moisturizer. Now, the very end of my skincare for the morning, of course, is sunscreen. So sunscreen is vitally important for any skincare routine. And how many times have we been told to wear sunscreen? I know I was told to wear sunscreen all my life. Did I do it? No, not very much. I'm a hiker, kayaker, biker. I want to get out there and have fun. I don't have to stop and put on sunscreen. Well, now here we are. I'm at 62. I've got a lot of sun damage, and you know, what was I expecting? So now I really do take the sunscreen very, very seriously. I put it on every day. This particular sunscreen that I'm using and I'm really liking, it's from Sunprise, and this is one of those Korean sunscreens. This is their mild airy formula, SPS 50 and PA+++. And you see that PA+++, it's like, okay, well that sounds really good, but what does it mean? It means that this is the most effective sunscreen that is available right now. So this is about as good as you get. So with this bottle of sunscreen, I just put a little bit in the palm of my hand. It's very watery with a white color, and I'll just work it all over my face, or down my neck and around the back of my neck. Even though my hair covers up my neck, I want to make sure I get it around the back of my neck in case my hair splits and those sun rays can get in there. So I'll put that sunscreen all over my face, down my neck, the back of my neck, on my ears if I feel like they're going to be exposed for the day, and then what's left over on my hands, I'll just rub on the top of my hands. So that's it. That's my entire morning skincare routine for right now. And remember, everything is going to be on a downloadable PDF. You can go right over to prettyover50.com, push a button, and you can get the whole routine with all the links and the information and the companies and everything else. So easy peasy. You'll be able to duplicate this if you want fairly easily. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I think skincare is one of the best things that we can do as more mature women. They're a little bit wiser, and I appreciate your time today. If you enjoy skincare, makeup, and style tips for women over 50 and over 60, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, it'd be great if you could give me a thumbs up. All right, well, I'll see you guys next time. I do appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with me. That's really a wonderful treat for me. Again, this is Pretty Over 50. I'm Kimberly, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.